most uncomfortable conversations to have when you're trying to navigate your career in HR, especially when you're trying to seek new levels, is negotiating your salary. Whether you're in a new role, whether you're in between opportunities, or whether you're trying to get to the next level within your current role. So what do you say and how do you get over this? Let's talk about it. Hey, it's Brittany, CEO and founder of Talented Teams Consulting, and I am back with today's video. Today, we're talking about navigating your salary negotiation conversation with confidence and with clarity. Let's get into it. Over my 15 years in HR, I've seen a lot of success moving from unpaid HR intern all the way up through executive leadership. And I can confidently say that a lot of that growth would not have happened had I not advocated for myself. Especially when you're working as an HR department of one who I primarily serve, you have to make sure you're advocating for yourself, but that comes with first being aware of where you stand and being able to know how to navigate those conversations appropriately. The first piece of the puzzle here is to know your worth and evaluate your worth. If you feel there's a discrepancy with what you make with what you should make, go to the market. See what other job postings are out there to see what they're paying. You can use resources like Glassdoor or Indeed or even the BLS website to figure out what's the average market rate, not only for that department and for that role, but for your geographic region as well. Knowing this information is going to arm you with the confidence to go into that office and ask for more. But knowing the market rate is only a piece of the puzzle. Once you know that market rate, then take time to really inventory yourself. How are you working? Are you consistently working in excellence? Are you navigating good relationships in the work environment with your peers and with your leadership team? Are you consistently learning to hone your craft and perfect your skills? Are you creating your own resources to make sure you are able to grow your career on purpose? When you walk into the room with the main decision maker and you're talking about what's going on with the market rate, the first thing they're going to ask you is, what does that have to do with anything? It's a good thing to know the market rate, but you've got to make sure you're doing your part to verify and warrant a promotional increase. Typically, no matter what it is I put on paper, if I can put it on paper and I can make it make sense to myself, I can make it make sense to somebody else. So whether it's navigating my own salary negotiations or anything of that nature, you got to make sure you are completely in tune and completely satisfied with what you put on paper. So you know the market rate. You know your skills warrant that promotional increase, but how do you have that conversation? My biggest piece of advice when it comes to navigating salary conversations is to keep your composure. Don't get emotional. Don't let your emotions run wild. It's easy to feel undervalued. Feeling undervalued is going to stir up some emotions in you. But remember, feelings are not facts. Let me say it again. Feelings are not facts. When you find yourself feeling this way, take a step back. Ask yourself, okay, how am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? How is how I'm feeling impacting how I'm thinking? How is how I'm feeling impacting how I'm interacting? How is my energy going into this meeting? If you know you're going into a conversation where the odds are kind of stacked against you, that's when it's even more important to have your data to back up your claims. When I first started out in my HR career, I literally kept an email folder in my email account full of my accolades. If someone was to send me something saying, oh gosh, you handled that the right way, or I love working with you on this, or you're so easy to work with, all those things. I used that not only to build myself up because I knew that I need that confidence boost, but I also used it as like a record so I can look back and say, hey, these are the things I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. And this is the impact that I'm having on those that I'm serving. When you're going into these conversations, timing is everything. My best rule of thumb is to see if you can pair up your salary conversation with some type of evaluation, whether it's a mid-year evaluation or an end-of-the-year evaluation. The reason for avoiding doing it off cycle is that people aren't really already in the mindset of salary negotiation conversations and promotional increases. But when you do it around performance evaluations, especially if you get a glowing review, that's the best time to have that conversation. You can also kind of gauge where the conversation is going. You might have thought that you did a really great job, but if your supervisor is telling you all of these inadequacies that you have, all these things you need to get better at, maybe now is not the time for the conversation. When it's all said and done, it's so important to keep your composure and carry on. Now is not the time to panic. And again, now is not the time to get emotional. Whatever answer you get, whether it's a yes or whether it's a no, use that and know ahead of time what you're going to do if you get that yes, and know what you're going to do if you get that no. You could be so grossly underpaid that you say, if you don't get this pay increase, then you're going to walk. If you say that out loud, be prepared to do it. Because if you say it and you cry wolf, you're going to lose all credibility. I don't advise you to make threats in the workplace like that because no one likes to be backed into a corner. If anything, you want to be rewarded for your due diligence. You want to be rewarded for your hard work. You want to be rewarded for your dedication to your role. Steer clear from negative conversations or bringing other people and examples into the room. This conversation is about you. This conversation about your role, your value, your worth to the organization. Make that point clear and forget all the rest. So let's chat in the comments. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not confident at all and 10 being super, super confident, tell me, how confident are you with negotiating your salary? Have you had experience with it in the past, or are you dreading it? I understand firsthand that it is difficult to have these conversations, and to do so is really a learned skill, it's a honed skill. If you want any assistance with navigating this conversation with me, feel free to click the link down below and book a call with me. I would love to learn more about how I can serve you best. At Talented Teens Consulting, I work primarily with the HR department of 1 professionals, and the 3 types of people I typically work with are those who feel stuck. Either you feel stuck between roles, like you're in between opportunities, you feel stuck in your current role and you're not sure where to grow, or you know where your career can grow, but you feel stuck without the support that you need. In each of those categories, I would love to support you wherever you feel is needed. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below and let's connect. I'll talk with you on the next video. Bye.